Follow your gut instinct when it comes to business, or really anything. It's a scary thing jumping into entrepreneurship when you have 100 people in your ear telling you what to do. It's very, very overwhelming. In the very beginning, I was only taking advice from other people. I was never listening to myself. I would switch from one online business to a different online business like it was a hot potato. Okay, you don't want to do that. I never had a chance to fully indulge in one thing, and that was ultimately what created the wreckage. Making assumptions and saying that this business practice didn't work, and I would be saying that to other people. You know, wasn't so bright. Through these times of trying new businesses out for a couple months, I've definitely learned some valuable lessons from it. Starting with dropshipping, I started with dropshipping actually a couple years ago with my brother, and we really didn't have much. We had a store that we got from someone from Fiverr. We hired someone from Fiverr, and he created us a store and even ran ads for us, but that was not so right. We were outsourcing before we could even make a sale. We were automating a business before we can even make a sale. You never do that with anything. Agency, drop shipping, you never do that. The store you made was not amazing looking back at it, but we were horrible at understanding what was nice and what wasn't. What looked good, what didn't. We were horrible at communicating with the guy, and basically we wanted everything handed to us, and we thought it would just be a money printer. That was not the case. That's not how life works at all. Shortly after that, we ran ads, and we got probably a 0.1 CTR rate out of like $100 ad spend. We gave up on that. 2 years go by. I see Paul Hahn's video about him retiring his parents and basically giving them a limitless credit card and then flying to Hawaii. That instantly motivated me. I joined his Discord, and I was actually retaining information really well. Back in high school, I was kind of slow. I was in the smaller classes, and I wasn't able to understand things because I just wouldn't put my mind to it. I would sit there, and I also was learning boring ass shit. I'm gonna be real. But I would sit there and I wouldn't learn anything at the end of the full days, the 6 hours of days of sitting in class. I felt like this was maybe my calling, since I was actually able to understand things. I started learning and talking to people making 6 to 8 figures a month. I was quickly understanding how things worked. I wasn't just building a Shopify store, finding a product, and then basically running ads. A lot of dropshipping gurus say that, but that's just not reality. There was so much back-end work, but I was understanding it. It was my first store, and I ran ads. I did zero product research. This is the part where it was like kind of iffy. I did zero product research, zero market research. But, later down the line, I actually understood that. The store flopped, 0 buys in 4 days of running ads. I switched products to a car vacuum. I did a little bit more learning into market research and product research and saw an opportunity. I had everything set up. I bought the shrine theme, and a lot of people were saying that they loved my store for the first time. It wasn't crappy. So I saw an opportunity. I had everything set up. I was selling the product for about $45 for a single, and then double would be the bundle deal would be $65 for 2. I ran the ads on TikTok. Didn't know anything about an ABO or a CBO. Still managed to get a total of 5 people converting. 3 people bought the bundle, 2 people bought the single. It was a total of $285. And that excitement quickly turned to disappointment as I realized I was doing my advertising in Canada and the United States, but I had 0 shipping zones in Canada, so 0 of those orders were fulfilled. I quickly scrapped and moved on to the next. I made an insole product and actually tried to brand the product, but not make it so that they would get the branding in custom package, but photoshopping the image and putting my own brand logo on it. Everything looked really nice though, and the product photos were great. Everything looked great. The store was amazing. Brand colors were great. But then I quickly realized, after starting to create the ads, I realized that I had no video footage. So I couldn't even rip any videos online or anything. I know that's not morally right, but I didn't have any video footage. So I scrapped that store. I created a mini mop store. That was the best looking store I've created. Everyone I showed it to actually loved it. At this point, I actually got a job offer to make websites for a mentor and build some side capital so I can start testing products out. It was only $150 and I took it. That's a mistake kind of, but you live and you learn. I didn't know my worth at the time. It turns out I made this store right before Chinese New Year's. So I would have had to wait 2 weeks after I reached out to the supplier. I would have to wait 2 weeks for me to actually run my ads after the store took a whole month. I was very impatient. Other people were yapping in my ear, telling me, maybe you shouldn't do this, and then I let everything get to me, and then I decided to take a break and then go work on an agency. Actually, an agency is something I really wanted to do. I found a business partner from Discord, and I was in and out about a day. We created everything in a day. Our whole brand, everything, bought the domain, GoDaddy, created a website, went to Go High Level, actually started doing Go High Level, made automations on Go High Level, power dialers, CRMs, lead scrapers, everything. We got so deep into it, just off of one day. Felt like, we were rushing things so fast, almost like we were kind of going into a dark room with no flashlight. It was zero foundation, zero thought process going into it, just jumping into it. But that actually works for getting experience. We actually made over 500 calls in a week, cold calling. We got a lot of meetings, but really horrible show-up rate. We started to get them booked in on call, and then actually manually accepted on call, and that actually worked for getting the show-up rate. We got one landscaper who joined us for a meeting and wanted to continue with payment on call. That was amazing at the time. We were doing all this work and nothing was paying out, and then finally we get this guy. I sent him a Stripe. His bank declined it twice. We then followed up for him for a couple of days. He started getting cold feet and then eventually just left us. Just not answering. Left us in the cold. We then had a landscaper making $8 million a year revenue, booking a meeting with us. He wasn't much interested in making a website, but he was more interested in having a software be created for him. Me and my business partner had zero clue how to make a software, but we still accepted it. We quickly realized that he wanted a meeting the next day with our software developer that we didn't have, but we said we did. I thought we can pull some strings, and we actually did. That day we got on a call with a software developer that my friend referred me to, and we told him about everything. We actually came up with a price to give him the next day. The next day comes, we jump in a call, and we start reading out the notes of what the landscaper wanted, and he said we can make this possible. That's what the developer said. So we jump in the call with him. We said $90,000 offer it. The guy threw his hat off the ground and was completely befuddled by that. He was like, $90,000 for a software? We're like, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna hire a team, you're gonna be paying more than that, like 3 times more than that. So we kind of like talked him into it. And he's like, you need to come up with a business plan. So we did. The next day, 2 days later, we come up with a business plan, but this part is so long and extensive. So if you guys want a second video for the business plan, I would be more than happy to. Just comment down below. Anyways, the guy hopped up the call for another 2 hours. We created the plan, but it didn't seem fair to him. At the end of it, he actually started cursing at my business partner and saying he sounds like a used car salesman and didn't know anything. He was just an 18-year-old. So my takeaway from all these business ventures would be, don't be so quick to trust others. Not everyone's in for your best interest. A lot of people just want to make money off you. Don't set your bar so low. If you can provide quality, you should be getting the money that you worth. You have some self-worth. Don't jump around so much. Give things a chance. Find your inner voice and give it trust. When things go wrong, push harder. Don't fall back. Don't resist. Not everything is as it seems to be on paper, but it doesn't mean give up. So continue to keep trying and give it something. Maybe if it takes a year and you're not getting any results, then maybe, consider dropping it. But do something you enjoy doing. Don't do something that you don't enjoy doing. You're just going to make a whole lot of problems out of nothing. So just don't do that. Build a skill and be super specialized in that skill. Okay? Don't be a jack of all trades, because you are not going to be specialized in one thing. You're never going to truly master anything. Think about a general doctor and then a heart surgeon. It's like apples with bananas. General doctors can do all these different services, but they can't specialize and master one thing. Like a heart surgeon could get your heart to continue moving and working, and that surgeon is going to get paid way more than a general doctor. So specialize in one thing. Action is always better than sitting down and learning. Okay? When you're going out and you're doing getting experience from actually trying different things, it's a lot better than just sitting down and trying to learn something. Okay? Yes, you can do that, but you're going to be it's like a treadmill. You're going to be at a slower pace when you're just sitting down and trying to learn it. yeah, so just really just get that action and get as many failures out of the way as possible. Sit down, get those horrible videos out, get those horrible drop shipping store products out, get those, get that agency out there, just do as many things as you could and fail at it, because that's the only way you're going to learn. Find people you resonate with and collaborate with them. Multiple minds is greater than one mind, Lastly, have fun with it. Don't get so bent out of shape when things don't work out. Take those as an opportunity to grow. I hope you guys learned from this. I really hope you guys learned something from this. Maybe a realization occurred or something happened, But please never give up. Through all the trials and tribulations, I'm still continuing with a business agency. Put the work in now so you can live freely in the next couple of years. All the pain will pay off in the end. Love you all. Peace.